Hello, fabulous Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope for the year of 2016, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This year, we've got some phenomenal energy continuing to take place for you that makes you downright lucky, that has you breaking past limitations that were there before, and has some truly fortunate breaks coming along that put you in a much stronger place than you possibly ever have been before. Also with this comes some very healthy endings, healthy transformations, and a new circumstances emerging that ultimately do represent an element of wealth and change that you like very much. And then simultaneously, we have an energy that is saying the truth isn't always pretty, but it's worth knowing. We have an energy saying, okay, if you're really going to respect yourself, you're going to look at things how they are. You will talk about those things even when you don't know how you're going to start. You are going to express even when you are uncertain how it will be received. That you are going to find a way to understand what you're feeling, where you want to go, why it matters to you, and what's happening on a level of heart and spirit and ambition, and you're willing to share until you get it. All of this is happening for you, making this a very important year for you, more so for you than possibly the other signs out there. And that's because we have Jupiter continuing to dance in supreme harmony with Pluto in your sign. And then we also have your ruling planet Saturn. Your ruling planet Saturn creating or being part of what astrologers call a T-square. Being part of a conversation. On the one side is Neptune, on the other side is Jupiter. So Jupiter is in fellow Earth sign. Saturn, your ruling planet, is not, right? It's not in an earth sign. It is in a fire sign. And then we've got Neptune in a water sign. So all of this suggests that you are looking at the dream, where the dream hasn't worked. You might be feeling some rumblings in your spirit. You might be feeling like a lot of emotion is trying to come forward. This is Saturn in the sign just before yours. And at the same time, you know that this work is good for you. You know that this is work that has to happen now. This is honesty that has to happen now. If you really are going to set the stage and set the ground to have the kind of even bigger successes that are sure to be there. They go very much hand in hand. So it isn't that necessarily, and this really I think is when life is at its best. When everything's going really smooth and easy breezy, then, we kind of just go along for the ride. We think, oh, this is so awesome, everything's so great, everything's falling into place, thumbs up. But when things are challenging, right, it can feel like a fight. It can feel like we want to make something happen and we're trying. But when we have both happening simultaneously, it's like you see where the work is, and you can see where the benefits are, and you're willing to embrace it all. And it really is a new understanding of you that is seeking to come forward. So we have this Saturn. This Saturn is, as I said, in the sign just before yours, which means that your dreams are going to be super vivid. They're going to be showing you all kinds of things. Moments of deja vu, very possible to you right now as well. Very likely some chance encounters, surprise conversations, kind of running into people at random, not expecting to, as you're just running around doing errands or running around your neighborhood, opens up a lot of emotion, a floodgate of emotion that needs to be addressed if you are going to fully own your power and fully move into a much more loving, much more empowered future. There might be a few of you out there, a small percentage of you out there that might even have to look at and face some disappointments. This is healthy, this is good, because this means as you are able to look at it, you're able to understand how now the universe is actually blessing you, how now you can be glad for the stuff that didn't work out then, Because if it wasn't for the stuff that didn't work out, the stuff that is working really well now this year wouldn't be happening. So we've got this mix of energy, and all along it's you that is changing. It is you that is being transformed in meaningful ways, that is facing disappointments, illusions, where it is that you've been going in a direction that you realize now isn't really where it is that you're meant to go. And that knows that this work is important to set the stage for some really big breakthroughs. And those breakthroughs are certainly coming, and they're already happening as we enter this year. I love that we have Jupiter in a fellow Earth sign for most of the year. And this is energy you're bringing in, and as I said, speaking in supreme harmony with Pluto in your sign, this to me says that you are having, like, really connecting to a clearer sense of where you're going, connecting to a vision, understanding the work that needs to be done to get you there. And in the process, you're coming to a whole new level of appreciation of the power that you have to make big things happen. Where it comes to matters of heart, matters of love, we have got eclipses happening this year. Eclipses, because they involve the moon. The moon is the ruling luminary of your opposite planet, of your opposite sign rather. All of that put together means that this particular, or whenever there is particularly eclipse, in some way they speak right to the heart of you. They speak to what's happening with you on a level of love. So we've got eclipses happening in March and in September. And these eclipses are going to be speaking to what has been taking place in the past, what you're now ready to appreciate, ready to realize, but more importantly, ready to talk about, ready to speak about, ready to fully learn from. And I do think that it is going to be these eclipses that are going to help you to appreciate the wisdom of what didn't work out that much more, even in matters of heart. But it can also be right around these times that the likelihood of you meeting somebody with whom you have a connection on a level of values, shared belief, shared politics even, right? There's a level of understanding there, a level of connection there that makes you feel like this person is, gets you on that level, gets you on a level of understanding what's really important to you in terms of connecting with others who share your values, someone who's going to really understand what is important to you. I do think right out of the gate, you're going to know it's an important year. Right out of the gate, we are entering in January, Mercury retrograde. Almost all of this Mercury retrograde is taking place in your sign and setting up Mercury retrograde for all the earth signs out there. So this says to me that in many ways you are reconsidering who you are and what really matters to you. Now, this is really important in love. This sets the stage for you to know what you need in love and be more available to it. We also have the other Mercury retrograde speaking to a sense of aliveness, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of being awakened thanks to love, a sense of really looking at what your expectations are and where they're reasonable and where they are not. But also, I gotta say, especially in the spring, the likelihood of a former love showing up again, very strong. And if you break up with somebody in the spring, chances are you guys aren't gonna stay broken up. And if you meet somebody, chances are that there's something a little bit different than what you're realizing on the surface. It might end up being something really fun, really cute, surprising, nice, but just know that, again, if you meet somebody in the spring, might not all be as it appears at first sight, but that doesn't mean it can't also be really great as well. What I love about this year for you is that there is a lot of availability for you taking place in terms of strengthening the love you have or opening yourself to new love. It's as if you're realizing some things. It's as if you have the right conversation. It's as if the things that have been unsaid are now being spoken, are now coming out, so that you're able to share either directly with the person that you are committed to or indirectly with someone else as you seek to understand love and your openness, your availability to it. All of this is going to ensure that you find the vocabulary, and more importantly, you find the understanding to realize how you got where you are. And with that clarity, you are able to move that much more purposely towards the love that you want. But of course, it isn't just about love in another person. It isn't just about love in a romantic sense, but it's love and value for yourself, love and value for your ideas, love and value for your ambition. All of that, all of these different factors are sacred parts of you. So nurture them, stay connected to them, and when the work shows up, be willing to do it, because the rewards undoubtedly will be big.